Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today, thank you guys for watching this video. Today I thought I would compare the mini Biba, which came out relatively recently. Sorry it's a little messy because, you know, I've used it. I didn't use it today. This is a whole different conversation. Anyway, the mini Biba came out January, I think, end of December perhaps. And I wanted to compare it to the original Biba, which is a large pan, much more expensive palette. I've heard some comments recently about people saying, well, if you have the big, then do you need the small? And other people saying, oh, well, it's boring and you probably have all that. And I disagree, but I figured I would swatch the mini and then let's see if we can find the corresponding shades in the big, palette, just to kind of see if in fact there are dupes. Now, I have not watched any real YouTubers' comments on this. Chances are somebody has already swatched it, but in case you don't follow those guys, or you wanted to see a non-makeup artist, lady of a certain age, opinion on this, who just doesn't even really do a good job of swatching, but let's just try it. You guys have asked for swatches before. I don't think swatches really show you everything there is to know about a palette. I think you really have to put it on your eyes with your preferred eyelid primer with the tools of your choice. So this is what the palette looks like swatched on my arm. I feel like we've got a pretty good representation of it. And I'm swatching these left-handed, so it's even worse. But I have a tattoo on my left hand, so if we swatch there with my right hand, then the tattoo's there and then it's just distracting. So let's look at what we can do as far as matching up the shades. The first one that I think probably is the closest match is this one right here. And this one is called Buff. So I'm gonna grab Buff. And we're gonna take Buff right down here. And it is a little richer, but similar in tone. Let me darken up that. Let's see, pretty similar. Yeah, pretty similar. Okay. The next one, we need a lighter shade, and I don't have a lighter shade. There isn't a lighter shade in this palette that I think is that kind of terracotta apricot color. So we clearly don't have that one. I'm gonna grab this kind of bronzy looking one here. I'm gonna take the shade called Tone on the larger palette, bump it up right down here. Now see, that's very similar, maybe a little bit more warm toned. Like this one's a little bit more on the peachy side and that one's a little bit more on the sienna, burnt orange, but it's not that bad, not that far off. Okay, we're gonna take the shade, so I've swatched these two so far. I'm gonna take this one right here next because at first glance that looks like it might be the closest match. I don't know. Boy, as I'm looking at them, they're pretty darn close. Like this one feels like it's a little bit more rose gold in the mini and this one's a little bit more champagne-y. Do I have another one? I do have another. I'm gonna try Shine and let's take that up. No, that one's almost too coppery, so that's not the right shade. Okay, let's go into... All right, I feel like I don't have a good match for that second to the last match. I almost feel like this one, but that one seems a little more cool toned. So when I look at the cool tone shades, I think I'm gonna grab this one right here, which is almost too much of a yellow undertone to it. Yeah, see, that's like almost like a green, olive green. That's not the right one at all. There's a couple other dark browns. I'm gonna try this one right here that's cocoa. I'll try that next to the last shade. That one seems like it's a little bit more green undertoned, where the mini seems like it might be a little bit more of a purple, but very close. Let's try this shade right here. That one's called Pasha. Let's see if Pasha's closer. Nope, it's more red undertone. So there's one other one called Seed. Let me take this right next to it. Seed might be a little bit closer, but even then it's still pretty cool toned. So I feel like maybe Cocoa is the closest match to that. I feel like we didn't get a good solid match on the second shade over. I feel like in the mini palette, the shimmer in the middle is a little bit more of a rose gold. And in the bigger palette, the bigger palette almost seems, that one seems more copper. This one seems almost more champagne-y. I think that matte it's not too bad of a match. It's not perfect. And this one actually looks pretty good. So I don't know if that helps you guys. I think that you definitely get some shadows that are similar dupe-wise. So if you have the mini palette, do you need the mini? I don't know. I mean, I think it just depends on what you're using it for. Are you traveling with it? Do you get intimidated or cautious or apprehensive about using a larger palette? This one, I think they make it pretty darn easy for you. This is, I don't know, this is a fantastic, fantastic palette. There's so much to me that speaks to me because it does have a small amount of shimmers. Yeah, these two shades right here almost don't look like they have any kind of sheen to them, but they do. This black, this is gorgeous. This would make a beautiful eyeliner. Then you've got, I don't know, I'm not going to try to convince you on this palette. I'm going to do another video here very soon, probably go up right after this, where I compare this to a much more economical version, just in case you are interested in the Biba palette. I think the mini is beautiful. If you bought the mini when it came out, because $25 is in your price range, do you need the big one? Probably not if you have a decent size collection, if you have lots of other mattes and lots of other neutral. If you don't, and you want to treat yourself, maybe the bigger Biba speaks to you. I love this. This is one of my favorite of the smaller 5 pans, and I've been getting a ton of use out of it. So I don't know if that helps you guys or not. When I have a big collection, if there's something that actually does draw me in and want me to use it more, then that's exciting for me, because sometimes I just have low commitment issues when it comes to palettes and which ones am I going to keep running and using again. All right, you guys, that's enough of me babbling for now. I hope this was interesting to you guys, a little swatch party. If you want me to come back and actually try to recreate the looks with one or the other, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.